For over 10 years, the Flying Disc Store has stocked Australia's largest range of flying disc products. From disc golf discs and bags to ultimate frisbees, throw and catch discs and dog discs, the Flying Disc Store has everything you need. As part of our support of the Tee-Off, the Flying Disc Store would like to provide Tee-Off listeners with 5% off any purchase in the store. Just use the code TEEOFF5 when checking out to get your discount. Visit www.flyingdiscstore.com.au today to grab a deal. And if you have any questions, be sure to contact their friendly staff. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Fergs Disc Sports. Check out bergsdiscsports.com for the highest quality disc golf bags and gear that have all been fully tested and approved by our disc golf community. The only thing better than Fergs bags is Fergs customer service. And welcome back to the Tee-Off, an Australian podcast about the awesome sport of disc golf. My name is Paddy Robinson, and in the booth with me today, I've got Andrew Fergie Ferguson.
Hello, gentlemen.
And Timmy Bowen.
Hey, lads. How are we doing?
Pretty dang good. Now, we've got a pretty stacked episode today, so we're going to get straight into it with the players' meeting. Nice quick one there for you, Tim. Disc golf pins are still available. We did have a few people approach us at the Vic Open and grab them, which was pretty cool. We even handed some out for getting that elusive birdie on our sponsored hole 11, I think it was.
Did anyone hit the tree?
Yep. And a bucket hat for the first one.
Shout out to big Dan Frost.
Yep.
Got the birdie on 11. Well done, sir. Did anyone hit the tree? That's what I'm very, very curious to know if anyone hit that first tree 5 metres in front of the tee pad.
Not that I'm aware.
No, I didn't see any footage of it.
Message in if you hit that tree. I'll personally shout you a pin.
Yep, 100%.
Someone black ace though. In
really?
In training, yeah.
Literally, there were black plastic over it too. Yep. Now, our Patreon is still going, so if you'd like to personally show us some support, jump on there. It's really as little as you want to do. So $5 a month would be great and help us support or help us do what we love doing and bring you some cool content. Yeah. All right. Now, first up, a bit of a disc golf reflection and / tip of the week. Now, my mental game has been, maybe struggling a little bit, having coming back from injury and post-COVID and all that. So I've been working on a few things. One thing I wanted to share was one thing I've been working on, changing the narrative. I have found those negative thoughts like to slip into the old mind. You know, you're sitting there looking to do your upshot and you're like, oh, geez, it would be really shit if I put this, 10 meters away or 9 meters, or, hey, I need to get this really close because I've been missing those 8 meter putts or
and oh boy,
9 meter putts.
Timmy Bowen's 2 shots ahead. I got to get this one close.
Actually, I've caught those ones up, but one thing, I've really been trying to stop that train of thought and change the narrative. So if you've found that on the disc golf course, you need to take that moment, even sometimes saying out loud, just stop, all right? And then start to change that negative thought, negative speak to positive and say, right, it's okay, I'm going to try and do this. I'm going to put it to this spot or around there. I know where I'm going to be confident. And even with your putting, I've done this before. I can do this. This is where it's going to go. I'm going to try this. And, it may not work every single time, but if you start changing that narrative, start bringing positive thoughts into your training, into your rounds, into your tournaments, their results will start to change for you.
I'll tell you
what. If you ever give up disc golf, Paddy, maybe motivational speaking would be the way to go. I feel pumped. I want to get out there and think positive thoughts.
Yeah.
And then can, like, no putts and just be shit.
Just think, nose up, Fergs. Nose up, Fergs.
I don't want positive thoughts, to be honest. I would pay good money to have no negative thoughts and no positive thoughts. I want no thoughts. When I'm just out there just mucking around, not thinking about it, that's when I'm playing my best.
Yeah,
100%.
agreed.
I even did this weird thing the other day where I had, because I putt with 2 putters. Generally, I always miss the first one, but I can the second one.
Oh, mate,
Yeah.
you're an 1100 rated second putter.
Absolutely. So then now I'm tricking myself by pretending I'm putting, saying shit, and missing the first putt and like
In your mind?
in
Yeah.
my mind, and then still missing the second. No. At least give myself half a chance.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like that one too.
Ways to trick the brain.
What's news round the world, round Australia? What's news? What's happened and who's spoken?
It's time for the recap, boys. And there were 2 tournaments in the US, and they were absolute pearlers. Gonna go take you back to the PDGA Champions Cup at WR Jackson. This was just insane, this coverage. I want to point out
It's
before we even start.
insanely granular too. Did you see that? It's like watching an 8-bit disc golf.
It's got to be tough to get reception in the forest.
100%, 100%.
But like they were, the quality of disc golf at this tournament was insane. Like, Paddy, have you actually played WR? Is that one of the ones?
No, now I saw your comment there. I did jump in and have a look. I played some very similar courses, but
Yeah.
not WR,
Not WR.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Like, I would shoot 20 over on that course so hard. And these guys are making it look like it's Barwon Valley.
Yeah.
Like they're just throwing full stick through the trees. Insane.
John Houck designed course, I believe.
Who?
John Houck.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Thanks, Dad.
He's the premier disc golf course designer in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Second to me, but like whatever.
No, it is a ripper. Love watching the Champions Cup at WR. Isaac Robinson loves playing it. He had the win. It's his first ever major. He had 2 single bogeys across the 4 rounds. I think he bogeyed hole 11 in the first round, and then he bogeyed the last hole just because he'd won. He could just tap it in, so he laid up.
Is there much artificial OB around?
Mate, you don't need it. There's so many trees. Like how you get through that course without taking bogeys is insane.
There might be artificial OB next time. Like, these guys smoked it.
I couldn't believe how well they were playing. Kristen Tatar got the win on the FPO side of things. This was the one that she sort of choked at last year. I think she gave it up to Paige, I believe. We go back last year, so she got a good win. I just want to point out, Owen Scoggins came second with a 13 down. Now, if we actually have a look,
It's a big difference.
KT, she was at 14 down after the 9th hole of the second round. So she had the winning score halfway through round 2. She actually didn't need to play
No.
the last 2.5 rounds. And
She
she
got a
won.
Wendy's.
Like, absolutely slaughtered the field, KT. Well on her way to getting that 1,000 rated PDGA average, which would be awesome to see for the female disc golfers out there. I've got a couple of shout outs. Silas Schultz. We probably know Silas most for his Instagram content because he's really good on the old gram there. He was 10 back leading into the last round, so 10 back, and I think everyone was a few back, so it was kind of like, Isaac Robinson's going to win this going into the last round. He shot 11 down through 12 holes, and he actually had an ace spit out on hole 11, which is like a 430-foot backhand turnover blind hole. He hits chains. Could have been 12 down through 12. He actually drew within 2 shots. Insane, Silas. And like you watch him throw, he's hitting gaps that are like a couple of meters wide at full pelt. Full pelt. Insane.
Clearly a good woodsy player.
Very,
Very
very good.
Discmania? He's Dismania.
He's Dismania boy, yep. And
That's why I love watching these like WR Jackson. Like, yeah, okay, it's great to see them out in the pros out in the field, like throwing these 600-700 foot drives and blah blah blah. But like to do that in this kind of scenario when you have to hit those gaps, like, oh man, it's so good to watch.
Full commitment. That's how you hit a gap. Is like as soon as you, I like this with throwing over water as well. As soon as you go like, oh, I'm going to throw this disc just in case it goes in, like that's when it goes in.
Yeah.
If you just go, nah, I'll take my go-to because I'm just going to fully commit to this shot. That's when you hit the gap. That's when you clear the water carry. So yeah, it was good to see full commitment from those boys. I think Silas threw a whole stack of FDs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the
Control.
US Austin D'Alessandro because he did the same thing at Ballarat. Spoilers. I just want to point out also that Paige Pierce came 29th out of the cash. So I think it is clear she is injured.
She is injured.
That's the story now. So she's playing through. Do you know exactly what, Paddy, or she just?
No, I think she was a bit vague. I saw a post where she mentioned an injury, so I'm not sure what's going on. Obviously, I'm sure like there's that, and there's a bit of mental stuff probably as well.
Yeah.
But regardless, whatever it is, I hope it gets sorted quickly and she's back.
Me too. Big fall from grace. 29th is definitely unders for Paige Pierce. So hopefully she bounces back. But yeah, WR Jackson, that course was made to look easy from the disc golfers that played it at the Champions Cup.
Yeah.
Insane stuff.
Now, I know I made a joke about the live coverage at the start, and it was a joke because there were so many complaints online. I'm like, guys, just chill out. It's live disc golf and you're watching it. Just enjoy it.
So spoiled these days, people are. They forget.
They need more routers out there in the forest, that's for sure. Played again sports at the Jonesboro Open at Disc Side of Heaven. There you go. There's another title. That's the next one we have on the agenda. Right. This one, not like WR Jackson. This course is kind of more open. There for your crush boys, people that can, they've just played WR Jackson, trying to hit all these lines. Forget about that. This is about cranking your disc, throwing big hyzers, getting those birdies and sort of really low scores. Going to take this one out.
Bit of water, bit of elevation. Dig it.
And they had immaculate conditions for the first 2 rounds. The last round was a bit windy. Calvin Heimberg had a 3-shot win over Ben Callaway, Eagle McMahon, and Isaac Robinson. So well done to Big Vinny.
He's having a good year.
He's having a very good year. It was actually a pretty intense head-to-head. He beat those 3 people by 3 shots, but it was really Calvin versus Eagle for most of that last round. They were really head-to-head. I want to point out the hole 16 saw a few Eagles. Not really so many in the last round because it was so dang windy. But Calvin got the eagle with I want to say it was a 50-footer, straight downhill at the basket. Kind of make it, or you go in OB and probably getting a par or a bogey instead of an eagle. He just clutched up and smacked that putt. And that sort of tied things up with eagle. They pushed 17 and then 18, all tied up. Calvin went first and got kind of lucky through the trees, got a good spot. Eagle went for a riskier spike hyzer line and he went OB, and that was all she wrote, really. So, he lost by 3 shots, but it was much closer on the day.
I feel you, Eagle. I feel you, buddy.
He did a Paddy Robinson. I missed the chance to go for that there. Very disappointed in myself. No, he tripled the last hole, Eagles, so that's why he finished back with those other 2 players.
One quick thing, just with the par 5 where we did see quite a few eagles. There was you sent me something about this, Fergs, where they were talking about par 5s in disc golf, and was it Steve Dodge making the comment that par 5s shouldn't exist?
Yeah, Steve Dodge, Simon Lizotte having a chat about par 5s, and Stephen was obviously saying he doesn't think that they should exist in disc golf.
Yeah,
and the basis of that being that in golf you don't get to tee up the ball again. In disc golf, you get to throw a driver again, your second or third shot. So the distance that you can cover with your second or third shot is far more than you would be able to do comparably to golf.
Yeah.
Because you just can't tee up again. The ball's on the ground. So you've got to, unless you're hitting a driver off the deck, then, best of luck to you.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, interesting way to think about it. It's probably a comparison with ball golf that I don't know whether we need to make. I love seeing an eagle. And not everyone was eagling it. Like the dudes that are eagling it, like massive arms, and even still they weren't parked for eagles. Like they were having to cash some good putts. But yeah,
so it was interesting what Simon had to say, because he was saying, well, maybe ways that we can kind of, I guess, bring back that ability to throw further on your second and third throws is to not have a run up, or have areas that are like hazards where you can't run up.
That's interesting.
So you're
probably getting a little finicky, but I don't mind that, because in golf, obviously you've got the fairways nicely cut, the rough, and then the very heavy rough affecting the lie of the ball. We don't really have anything that sort of affects the lie of the disc golfer unless you're
in the rough.
Yeah, unless you're in the rough. Yeah, that would be interesting. Sort of like an area where in this area not allowed to run up. It's a very, very overly complicated disc golf hole.
Yeah, it is.
I think the thing with par 5s and whatever, like the par is so arbitrary. Like it's just a long hole. It's a long hole. What you don't want to see is par 5s that are sort of par 4.3 threes.
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
thing. And this one that was getting eagles wasn't that. I mean, if you got the eagle, it took 2 cracking shots and often a risky
over
putt.
water.
Exactly.
Big trees in your way. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had to you couldn't just crank a disc out. You had to land in the right spot to have the angle and the line for the carry over the water that you needed. So, yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. I do like par 5s.
Speaking of eagles, did James Conrad get one on that hole?
James Conrad, he's next on my agenda. He slaughtered the course in round 2.
Yeah.
Slaughtered the course. He didn't throw his envies in from 80 metres. He just played good old-fashioned clean disc golf, and he went 17 down for the day.
Yeah.
He had all birdies except 2 pars, and he eagled 16, so he got 17 down.
Now,
And,
what
Paddy,
was it rated?
Yeah, I was about to ask you.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, well, it was rated at 1101.
1101.
Now, Big Germ went to the old Twitter sphere and had some thoughts about this, which I think is quite interesting. So he said, James Conrad just shot one of the best rounds ever, beat the field by 4 strokes and barely squeaked over 1100. Just another example of our rating system needing a curve. For historical purposes, this round will blend in with many others, and it simply shouldn't. That score is deserving of something that puts it in a class of its own. And then in brackets, he said, I won't bring this up again.
So for comparison's sake, 1101 compares to a 14 down at Fountain Hills, which is a much more straightforward disc golf course. Not as long, not as difficult. Yeah, he's got a point there. 17 down. I mean, it's not the 18 down perfect round that Macbeth got, but it's bloody close. It probably should be in its own.
What does he mean by curve? What is this kind of mathematical, algorithm or whatever that they're not using that they should be using?
Look, I only did further maths in year 12. So if anyone out there wants to answer that question, my thing I was going to say, just use disc golf metrics.
Oh, yeah.
Because, my 10 down at the old Ballarat was 10.52. So, there you go. Just use metrics.
Oh, well.
That'll be fine.
Problem solved.
Good joke there, Paddy, because no one gives 2 shits about metrics. No.
Exactly.
But yeah, do we care? It's just ratings anyway.
It's ratings. I think the only thing I get out of that is history.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, it was incredible. Will it be talked about, in a few years to come? Like, we still remember Paul Macbeth shooting 18 down.
Yeah, I don't know what
bottom.
that rating was, and I actually don't really care, to be honest. But no, he shot 18 down.
Exactly. It's all that score.
Yeah. Still, crazy by James. Oh, crazy.
Very, very crazy.
Hey guys, just a brief interruption in the podcast to notify listeners that the upcoming segment discusses suicide, which some listeners may find distressing. If you or anyone you know needs support, we encourage you to reach out to LifeLine.
Crazy. One of the best ever rounds. Now, I haven't even spoken about FPO yet, and that's on purpose, because we need to give this its whole own segment, I think.
Yeah.
Huge upset. It wasn't Kristen Starr. It wasn't Paige Pierce. It was Kat Mersch getting her first ever Elite Series win in front of a home crowd. You couldn't write about it. Bloody awesome stuff by Kat. She actually did a very telling interview with Jomez Pro in the first round. So I just cut into the first round coverage, detailing her personal struggles growing up with a difficult family life and even some suicidal thoughts, which was really, really good of her to sort of give that insight to the fans. Paddy, I do believe you got a clip.
Yeah, look, I've nabbed a couple little things from the footage over the weekend, so have a listen.
I enjoyed seeing all the different kinds of people, but no one really wanted me around. At this time, I really wanted to kill myself, and I tried to. They had to take all the bullets out of the house because I completely broke one night. And it was just a bad deal right there. But soon after that, we found disc golf. Disc golf was brought to us. The fact that disc golf just fell into my lap the way it did, quite a blessing. And to sprout up from that blessing into the moment of right now. I mean, I'm 21 years old. I feel like I'm one of the better players on tour. And I feel like I'm only going to get better. So it's really just like, it's surreal. It's just so surreal. Disc golf has really saved me in an aspect.
You mentioned earlier in the week that the home state advantage doesn't mean anything, but you have a lot of people screaming in your corner here. How did that feel tapping in that last putt?
Surreal. It was just surreal. I'm like, yeah.
The final stretch, 15 through 18, you and Haley were battling back and forth pretty much the entire day. Can you talk through that final stretch?
I don't even remember what happened, man. I'll be honest, I just don't remember. It just went. I threw it, it went. I did what I was supposed to do, and now here I am.
You shared kind of a deeper story on the Jomez the other day and opened up about how disc golf has kind of changed your life and made you a better person. What do you have to say to people out there who maybe are going through the same thing?
Do not be afraid to ask for help. You're not alone. There's a lot of people that feel like you do. And I know when the end seems like it's the only thing that could bring you peace, there's really a blessing to wake up every day and take a deep breath and realize that you get another chance to make it your day. I love you guys. We did it! We did it!
Yeah. Good on you. Now, I've taken that straight from Jomez, so if you want to go watch the whole thing, it's from there, please. And it's incredible rounds, and they've done such a great job. You know, the old emotional music in the background
I was gonna say,
gets the old tear ducts.
They've done a good
Yeah.
job. I wonder if they wrote it themselves or whether that's just they've found some, royalty-free inspirational strings.
I'll tell you what, when I saw her win
tugging.
and just growling like a dinosaur, I was like, man, turn it up, Kat. Like, suck it
Yeah.
in a little bit here. You're going well over the top. But when you see the context and put it all into perspective, you're like, well, obviously that's where the release of emotions came from. And bloody good on her. She just didn't hold back. She it's good to see someone in the disc golf scene being themselves and putting themselves out there.
They do, and I like the duality, I think, of like, obviously your KT, Kristen, who's just, she's pretty military about
European?
European,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I'm just not going to show too much emotion.
Yeah.
And, all those, and then you've got the other side of the coin, this, where it's just like, you just pouring out of her pores.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, there's in interviews they've both, like KT and her now, have both said, they've found disc golf and it's changed their lives, which is cool. I don't want to go on like disc golf's going to change the world, but like it's just great that people can obviously find a community in sports that are out there and have this impact on their lives, which is pretty incredible to hear. So yeah,
It can
definitely
happen in
tugged at a few.
It can happen in chess, but it's less likely to have that kind of
Happen in chess. Okay. Was pretty damn good.
Not much else needs to be said there. Congrats to Kat. Huge win and only a sign of things to come, I think. She's 21, so got the world in front of her. Hopefully she's one of the big challenges to KT over the next couple of years.
I wouldn't actually mention it was in the playoff as well.
Exactly. I got next on the list. Shout out to Haley King. So Haley King, another young gun, up and coming in the sport. She tied things up on the 17th hole with a birdie. And then they pushed hole 18 and then went to a playoff. And unfortunately, she made a few mistakes, so didn't quite get the win there. But had a very good final round, Haley King, and she's definitely one to watch. Very, very good player.
Pulled a Paddy, did she? Yeah. Good. All right.
Paddy, what's your record in playoffs?
Actually, just pretty good, actually, Tim. Not lately, but
I've got you in one.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't great until I started playing.
Well, that one was I fucked up the score and we shouldn't have gone to a playoff. So anyway,
No, we should have. But like
here we go.
Going into the last hole, I forget what it was. Ruffy Lake, Melbourne Cup,
something like that. Yeah,
yeah. Like you
yeah,
said,
was that Ruffy?
You said you're on something.
Yeah,
but you just said it wrong.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
here we
I
go.
thought I was one back.
You thought one back, but we're actually even. So
We're even,
or whatever.
yeah.
It was. So I had it. Yeah. Anyway,
Old wounds coming up here, but still hasn't been forgotten. What was this, 10 years ago?
Yeah. Cool. How many Aussie champ titles do you guys have? Yeah, cool. No worries. All right.
Can't remember.
I've got one actually. I do have one in M's.
KT finished in 6th place.
6th place.
Yeah. But
I mean, you can't blame her.
first, she's just come off a major win, and then she's heading back to Estonia.
Yeah.
So, okay, probably she's like, yep, I've done the hard work.
It did kind of look like, when is she ever going to lose?
Yeah.
Turns out it's the next week. So, off to Estonia, have a bit of a break. Paul Macbeth, he's off as well. He's kicking off the Macbeth European Tour.
Yep.
He's not coming back till August.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, he's going to miss all the US ones up until August, which is kind of weird, but very interested to see him. I reckon, personally, he's going to just absolutely tear up Europe.
Oh, as he probably should.
Had a bit of
but
had a bit of a lean season, so now he's going to just wipe the slate clean. Going to go over there and tear it up. I reckon.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And it'd be cool with all the Pro Tour Silver Series popping up over there as well. So yeah.
Now, next up in the US, we've got the OTB Open. I've put the here. We need some tips. So look, who's going to jump out to Calvin? He's probably got to be the odds-on favourite.
He's got to be the favourite. I mean, is Ricky playing?
Ricky's on the list, but who knows?
Do you know? I'll throw out Eagle.
Oh, I was going to take Eagle.
Yeah,
right.
My heart goes for AB. I still want him to get up and have a good win. But
yeah, right. I'll take Calvin then. No worries. Thank you very much.
No worries.
All this stuff with Kat and deep and meaningful stuff was awesome to see. But did you see Calvin Heimberg's recap? It was Madison Walker just going, yeah, so I just went out and won it. Yep. I was like, so I just love Calvin.
Yeah.
He's good. So good. Now, they're the two big ones in the States. This recap is going on for a bloody eternity. We had a huge one down in Victoria, Ballarat, the Vic Open at Ballarat. You boys played it.
Yeah.
Fergie was there running the show, running the store. I certainly played it. We got to have front row tickets to see the Luke Bayne show. He had a dominant 7-shot win in the MPO field. He was actually 4 back after the first round because I was on his card and I couldn't find a disc for him. He lost a disc and got a penalty.
Sure, you swept it under some leaves, did you, Tim?
Hand on my heart, I was looking like I was Sherlock Holmes out there, just looking to where it could have gone, but couldn't find it. Sorry, Bayne. But he put that behind him, had a hot round 2 and a even hotter round 3, and he got it done.
Yeah, I witnessed that round 3. It he was just smooth. Just smooth.
Austin D'Alessandro came in second place with a 985 average for the tourney, so well done to Austin. On the
big shout out there, by the way. People are starting to probably see Austin a bit more. Mate, you can smile on the disc golf course, okay? You can actually enjoy this a little bit because, he can get a bit down on himself, but, dude, he played so well. He was such a pleasure to watch. And that final round, he came out absolutely firing. And, he should be bloody proud. It was good to watch.
He was like 6 down through 7 or something dumb like that. So, Aussie D, well done, sir.
His second place acceptance speech was fantastic too. Well, managed to catch that one. So he's a man of few words, but he does all the talking on the course.
Yeah, I reckon him and Calvin, they'd have some long conversations. I reckon.
Yeah,
three words.
He was a pleasure to play with.
Yeah, well done. Sarah Lee on the FPO front got it done. She had a huge win. It was her and Claire Hussey battling it out in FPO. And Sarah Lee, she hit some milestones too. She shot a 3 down in round 2. And in her round 3, she even went one better, got a 4 down, 965 rated round in that third round, was the highest ever PDGA rated round by an Australian FPO player, which is just a bloody huge performance. So well done to Sarah.
Yeah,
massive.
Huge.
I think she rated 950 across the event.
That's huge.
That's just
solid.
A good 50.
I'll be happy with that.
Rating, so.
She'd be a good one to sponsor. Actually, who's she sponsored by, boys? Do you guys know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Heiser Flight and Osdis. Is that right? Yeah, that is right. Yeah.
Right.
Well, good conversation.
Is that it?
Did she have a disc sponsor?
Nah, she needs one, eh?
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
I did notice you stepping into MPO for the next couple of comps, just because there's unfortunately not a lot of FPO players. So good on her. That takes some massive guts, and because she could just register FPO, take the cash, see you later. But she's challenging herself in MPO. So well done to Sarah.
Absolutely.
I hope I get to duke it out with her. I think at SA Open we get to duke it out. So that'll be good. MP40, that was taken out by Chris Hart over Alex Costales in second place. Unfortunately, in MP40, we did have a player DNF, Ruben Berg, who he was actually 11 shots up at the midway point after round 2. Unfortunately, had to DNF due to some tragic family circumstances. So I think, 11 shots after 2 rounds, it's kind of looking like a bit of fait accompli for him. Probably would have got the win. But nevertheless, Chris Hart pushed on through and got the win. So well done. Now, given it was such a huge tournament, Vic Open, I just want to quickly shout out all of the amateur winners as well. So in MA1, we had Blake Nichols, FA1, Hayley Cooper-Ryder, MA40, Luke Pote, FA40, Sue Donnelly, MA50, Johnny Cranston, MA2, Patrick Graham, and FA2, Georgia Carroll, MA3, Leo Dykes, MA4, Josh Hiles, FA4, Margaret Trail, and in the juniors, we had Don Carter and Jess Holman. So well done to everybody that took it out it was a huge comp in the Vic Open at Ballarat. So kudos to getting the chocolates.
It was absolutely epic to play 4 days.
Oh, mate, how good was 4 days?
I haven't played 4 days since like Aussie Open, I think. Yeah,
Right. Nothing in New Zealand? No.
No, New Zealand was 3. Yeah. So it just, it really just shows you how just what you need to prep for your body and mental game, and
100%.
just that 1 round a day is, even like we've played a couple of 4-rounders, but they've been like 2 rounds in 1 day, and that's just a slog.
Yeah.
But this, very, very different. You got to go home, you got to sleep, you got to eat, you got to get back up, you got to figure out what you do in the morning, how long you're prepping, and all this sort of stuff. And
I felt like a professional, to be honest. I mean, as you said, the routine, get back, get some sleep, make sure you're eating the right foods, stretch, warm up, get out there and practice before the round. Really, it was like 6 days, because you get there and have a couple of practice rounds. So 6 days of nerves, stress, anxiety, that tournament pressure. It was just awesome. It was huge.
Yeah.
It'd be so good to see a few more comps going down that path of adding those extra days where possible.
And it was certainly enough for a few other people to jump up into open divisions who don't
Yes.
usually do that.
100%. Yeah.
that's-
I think initially the 4 days for pros, 3 days for AMs was met with a bit of backlash. But the fact that it made people jump up into the pro categories was just so good.
Yeah.
And I know I'm speaking to players like Ryan Michelle, and I think Aidan Howard was one as well. A couple of others that sort of escape me right now. But those players that jumped up and had their first taste of MPO certainly didn't regret it. They actually had a blast. And
Ryan Michelle was great. He played
so good.
really well. He had one of his highest rated rounds ever. I think it was in round 1 or round 2.
Round 2, 54,
Round 2.
989.
Yeah.
989?
He's not. He's
But
922 currently.
He's lefty though, so if in righties that's like a 960.
Yeah,
yeah,
be fair.
yeah. They get that discount.
That was definitely one incentive going in. After one maybe thing that has hurt the Vic Open has been the pro payouts.
100%.
I think it's been a bit of talk. There's been some stuff put out there by Luke publicly, which we'll get to talk to him a little bit later on about, which will be good. But yes, there was nothing illegal about the pro payouts, but they were small, and in my opinion, they were a bit disappointing. And I actually think that this hurts the name of the Vic Open a little bit. I think some of those pros next year are going to be looking at the Vic Open and definitely asking the questions: what are going to be the payouts, and is it really worth me coming down there for? Because you know what, 4 days there, potentially, really you're staying in Ballarat for a week, and I think Luke only took home 400 Aussie. So yeah, it's when you can go to other tournaments around there and take home some pretty big paychecks, at least double to triple that. You start to look at your tour schedule and tick and cross where you're going to go.
I think
a
it
bit more
definitely
strategic.
needs to be publicly announced.
Yeah.
The payout or estimated,
which is
payouts.
not solely on the Vic Open. We're bad at that in Australia. I think it's only recently been a push to actually put the payouts out there, what people are paying.
I think at the moment the issue is, just to play devil's advocate a little bit, the TDs and people running the comps, like, what does it matter to them if pros come to their tournament versus AMs? Tournaments in Australia are selling out as it is. What are we bringing to that tournament as a pro? I think that's where the issue is. Because, I mean, if they're making all this cash from the tournament, they probably prefer to put it into the local club or put it into other aspects of the tournament rather than sort of put it into the pro purse to attract more pros to the comp. I think that's where we need to sort of work on maybe giving something to the tournament directors to try and get them to want to have pros coming to the comp. But 100%, if the pro purses stay at the bare minimum, you're not going to see many more than 6 MPO players at tournaments, and that'd be an absolute travesty in my eyes.
And so that $400 that Luke earned for first place, that's in a field of 19 MPO players.
Yeah, which is huge.
Yeah, with an entry fee of $150.
Yeah,
and obviously no players pack.
Yeah,
I mean, there's obviously event fees and insurances and things like that have got to be covered within that registration fee. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know the math on that one, but there was, there's collectively $1,000 worth US worth of payout.
Yeah,
to 19 across 19.
Look, we can't obviously speak on behalf of the Vic Open. We weren't a part of the organisation of it. What I can sort of say though is that in my experience as TD and in the champ, so it comes down to a lot of sponsorship. So where if I look at all the amateurs and stuff, they pay for merch. A lot of sponsors can't fork up cash that you think, all right, well, you know, is a sponsor going to come in and say, here's $5,000 cash to sponsor, you can put that straight into the pro payout? No, they're not. They're going to say, we've got all this merch, here it is. And that's what they've done and what they did with our tournaments in the past. So I used that merch for prizes and was able to then bring funds around into other ways to help build up. And this is, it was a PDJ B tier, so there was a set payout. I'm glad it was a PDJ B tier because maybe if it hadn't been bumped up, I don't know what the payouts would have been as a C tier. But anyway, that's speculation.
Why was it bumped up then?
Yeah, well, to payout? I don't know. Again, we can't speak on behalf of the Vic Open, but that's how I think if you're a bit strategic and where you're going to, where is the money coming in? What merch have you got coming in? What are your sponsors bringing in? That stuff can go towards those people playing in those, and then you've got cash to maybe put towards pro payouts.
Maybe we'll park the pro person cash payouts discussion for when Bayne's on the call. One of the just amazing things that happened at the Vic Open was all of the coverage. So we had Disc Golf Justice filming with Gatekeeper for some post-produced stuff. We had Parked Media, so sort of I believe that's
Ashley Widener,
Ash, Phil, and Kyle. Yep. Sort of.
They're keen to come on in a next episode and have a chat.
Awesome stuff. They're doing some post-produced stuff, and they were out there filming. And then we had the live stream. So that final round, you could actually click a link and watch on YouTube the live occurrences that were happening in Vic Open Ballarat. I couldn't believe it. It was amazing. I had my in-laws were watching me. Yeah, they'd never come to see me play a tournament before. They're like, "Oh, we're watching you on TV. You miss a lot of putts." Amazing stuff. What do you boys think?
Oh well, look, I was lucky enough to be part of it. I did get to do the commentary on the FPO final round with Emma Winkworth.
Did you have any
sexy wink?
Have a sexy wink. There you go.
We were going to go in with that, but we didn't in the end.
Did you have any Nate Doss-esque, pearlers? Any words of wisdom?
No, nothing. So
how to win coming down the stretch? Nate Doss says birdie. Get birdies. Thanks,
if he rolls away, that'll go out of bounds. Yeah, there was a few of those. No, look, it was fantastic, and I really didn't know what to expect, to be honest, because we hadn't done it before, and Matt Hill, tournament director, was very keen to kind of get it all rolling, and he worked with some people that he'd worked with in the past doing some Ultimate live stuff, and anyway, so the operation was actually pretty cool. Like, we had the setup at a clubhouse just near the course, with a full monitor so we could see live what was going on. We had the mixer in Bendigo doing the footage and doing the graphics as well at the same time.
That was insane.
Which is really cool.
So this is not just some bloke who's just got a phone and gone to Facebook Live. This is like two cameras. They're cutting between catch and T-pad cam. You've got someone relaying the scores to you guys in the box, someone doing the graphics and just cutting it all together on the spot. It was insane.
Yeah, and we even had a Starlink satellite bloody thing out there because the 4G was a bit too slow. So it was pretty cool. It was really cool.
It was so cool.
It's exciting times, and I think ADG are definitely looking at that for the future as well. So very, very, very cool.
Couple more shout outs on that front. So obviously we had Oscar Felberg on the T-pad cam. We had Ashley Widener on the catch cam, and that is not an easy job, catch cam. I don't think he's got much filming experience, so he did a bloody good job tracking the shots. Can you imagine? There's a card of me, I can throw at 90 metres. Then you've got Bayne, who can throw at 130. Austin can throw at 150. And then Blake, who could throw at 200 metres, who the hell knows where. Where the hell's Ash meant to be to capture all these shots?
Yeah, he did a fantastic job.
He did. And you know what? He was getting round on his, what was it? It was
a scooter.
Yeah. But I didn't see the scooter at first. I just saw Ash wearing a helmet. I thought, he's been watching Pro Tour and he's thinking some grenades are coming in.
Also, shout out to yourself. Emma Winkworth, great on the commentary booth. And on the MPO side of things, we had Alan Brunsting, who sounded like he'd had a couple of frothies at the start of that cover.
Alan?
Up. Yeah.
Alan? No.
I reckon this...
Not those Brunsting boys.
I reckon the only 3 day for AMS sort of meant that last night was pretty rowdy, to be honest. And Matty Faz, they were great in the commentary booth. Very, very well done. Unfortunately, they didn't hear me give a shout out to Melbourne Disc Golf Throwers on a hole where Blakey Howson actually threw it went 190 metres. He was pin high on the 206 metre par 4 with a thrower. And I think that he got a big shout out on the coverage. Oh, he went the roller. That was huge. I'm like, Blakey, did you mean that? He's like, no. So genuine thrower, but huge shot nonetheless. Like, it's just astounding how far that went.
Yep.
Awesome stuff. So, look, that's me Vic Open coverage in a nutshell. Yeah. Next up, we've got the Jesmond Jam in Newcastle. And then we've got a big one, the SA Open in Adelaide Parklands. So, Paddy, did you get a look in there?
I did.
No, you're on the waiting list?
Yes,
You're off the waiting list?
I'm off the waiting list.
Attaboy.
I've booked flights. I'm in.
Sweet.
So SA Open's it's not a major though, is it?
It's not a major. No.
It's a whatever.
Capfield. I haven't played Parkland, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Good luck, mate. All I can say is good luck. I'm a 2-time SA Open winner. I'm the king of Adelaide. Like, it's going to be tough for
Cool.
you, mate.
Let's chat again in 2.5 weeks, mate. No worries.
I should really not talk it up when I've been playing the way I've been playing.
Looking for help with course design and installations, a new disc or other accessories for your game? Well, AusDiscs has a huge range of all disc golf equipment in stock. 5% of each sale goes back to support your local club through their rewards program. Also, did we mention they have next day shipping? Well, jump online and check out AusDiscs now at www.ausdiscs.com.au.
We just called to have a chin wag. We just called to have a chat with friends. We just called to talk some disco and to catch up on the latest disco trends.
All right, and on the phone, first time maiden voyage on the old tee off, Luke Bayne. Welcome, mate. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Paddy. Absolute pleasure to be here on the tee off.
First off, mate, congratulations on a back-to-back huge Vic Open win. I hope you enjoyed the trip down south.
Oh, absolutely. It was a very fun tournament. It's, not too often that we get to play 4 rounds in 4 days. So, pleasure. I absolutely loved the Ballarat course too and the changes. So, it was a fun weekend and ended up just sort of scraping the win in the end by
you didn't scrape anything, mate. You had a strong 7-stroke lead there. You cruised on home, but yes, I'm sure you probably had to. The weather was incredible, but I did see a few of the boys from up north and a few of the Perth boys as well pulling out the old pants and jumpers. Even though us Victorians were thinking this is shit hot summer weather.
I was actually quite concerned about the weather. I was leaving Queensland and it was maybe 16 to 27 degree tops or something. So seeing the forecast, it's double digits, single digits max. 15, 16 degrees and rainy weather. I wasn't looking forward to it. So surprisingly, like you said, the weather was fantastic. We had it even got better during the round. So
mate, it was like slipping
it was
into
a pleasure considering.
It was like slipping into a warm bath. I couldn't, it's not Ballarat. I had young Blakey Howson from WA staying with me. Obviously, weather over there is lovely. He was like, it's freezing cold here. Mate, you have no idea how bad Ballarat could be. Look at it right now, 15 and raining all week.
Yeah.
I've been to the snow at Ballarat.
Spot on.
Been to the snow.
Compared to normal Melbourne weather, it's pretty good.
Now, Paddy, I need to address the elephant in the room here. That was a shit-ass introduction. This guy is a 2-time Victorian champ.
Mate, I'm getting there.
He's currently the highest-rated player in Australia. He's the only 4-digit rated man in Australia, 1,001 rated. So, sorry for the bladed kudos there, Bainey.
I appreciate that, Tim.
Huge stuff.
No, it's been.
I'm not that good, to be honest. I'm just the highest rated, but there's plenty of players out there that have much more talent than I do.
Shut up, mate. It's fine. It's okay. You're good.
They've only got 3 numbers in their PDGA rating, Bainey. You can look down at us.
It's not part of the 4-digit club.
No, well, look, a bit of history to that, Bainey. So you started playing disc golf in 2020. Now, that was just before COVID?
Yep. Kind of, at the start of COVID, just before COVID.
Okay. Now, you've got an ultimate frisbee, and I'm sorry, it's the first time you are on the tee off, so we're going to throw a few of the old generic questions out to you, but you've come from an ultimate background?
Yep. I had it 10 plus years in ultimate, which was fantastic.
Yep.
But yeah, we just sort of transitioned into COVID. I was away from Brisbane, and Abra had started playing and was like, hey man, you need to like check this out, and kind of got me on board pretty quickly. And yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't in Brisbane and had no courses around, so had to DIY a basket and got some discs finally like sort of acquired and tried to practice as much as I could and putt as much as I could. But yeah, I mean, it was a kind of a slow start and built up pretty quickly, and yeah, played a few tournaments, played Queensland Open in novice division, and fortunately walked away with a win there. And I think I only played about 1 or 2 tournaments in each division above that, maybe even skipping MA2 or maybe skipping MA1.
Yep.
MA2 straight to Open or something. But yeah, it was a pretty quick trip to Open.
Have you hung up the ultimate boots completely, Luke, or is it something you still do?
They are hung up. They have been brought out once or twice, and I think within a 5-minute period I had bruises on my hands and was worried about like grazes on my knees and elbows. So
just not worth it, really, is it? Not worth it.
It really isn't, honestly. So the risk of injury, and
you can't see
who knows
me.
what could happen.
You can't see me, Bayne, but I still play basketball, and I'm currently sporting a black eye. So yeah, feeling what you're saying right there.
He was going one-on-one with Cat in the backyard.
No, I like the better story of like Jade Brady and I tied for 4th, and this was our result of trying to work out who won there.
I also like the fact that he went back to Ultimate and got just a couple of bruises and scrapes. I'd go back with, I'd do 2 hammies if I went and did 5 minutes of running, mate. So, yeah, it's now full-time disc golf for you then, Bayne.
Yes. Like, fortunately, I was in a position where it made a lot of sense. I had a lot of time, and I could sort of take it up and practice as much as I could. I kind of tried to move to Brisbane as soon as I could within sort of 12 months, I think, from playing, and sort of I jumped in my truck. I wasn't sure about where I was going to live or rent, and ended up temporarily just sort of camping, staying in my car just to be in Brisbane just so I could play. And here we are. I guess it's over 2 years, just over 2 years now, and still in the same truck, slightly upgraded and still living on the road and trying to make it happen. So it's been interesting. It's been fantastic, but
that is literally the disc golf dream, mate. You're doing it. That's how the pros do it.
You're just in the wrong country, mate. That's all. Yeah.
I know.
Bayne, are you
born in the wrong place.
Are you at the course right now? I'm pretty sure I just heard a little ching in the background.
Look, I might be on course right now.
Can't keep you away.
Around with that. Yeah, it's hard to take me away, I'll be honest.
That's great, man. I love, regardless of what anyone's background is, whenever the disc golf bug hits people, it just makes me smile.
Yes,
it just makes me smile.
Totally agreed. Well, when you see people that have picked up disc golf, they're like, look, I've been playing for like 2 or 3 months or 6 months or 9 months, and you're like, holy dooly, the dedication you clearly put in for the improvements that you have, and it's so good to see.
Yeah.
So good to see. But yes, I am kind of living the disc golf dream. In one sense, it's really good practice for trying to compete overseas. And I've, obviously fortunately been able to play some tournaments last year overseas, which was just absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So you got to the European Open, which is a bit of a bucket list for quite a few Aussies, I'd imagine. But, and the plan is to head back again, doing another Europe trip this year, correct?
Yep. Last year got very lucky on the wait list and got a wild card spot last minute. Because I was already, ADG had organised the Australia team for Team Worlds in Croatia. And so I was like, I'm already going to be over there. I might as well like suss out what else is going on. And just happened to sign up to European Open, got the spot this year. Building on that, we've got most of the Euro Pro Tour events that I'll be playing. I think there's 8 starting in June. It's virtually 8 tournaments over 8 weeks, which is kind of crazy exciting.
That is sick. That is my wet dream right there, Bayne. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff.
All right, enough about Tim's wet dreams. Now, what are you looking forward to the most? I mean, it's got to be another European Open. I mean, that tournament is like the most insane tournament out there on the disc golf scene, surely.
Absolutely. Being a major, of course, it's huge. Playing at the Beast again, like I want to go tackle hole 16.
That's it.
Bunker hole again.
I'm glad you brought it up. So what was the number? What was the damage on that hole?
I think in the last round it was something like +8 on the hole, I think. But I'm not sure. I try not to think too much about it.
Nah.
This was that one where if you went OB, you didn't progress. You just had to keep throwing it.
Keep going.
That's it. I love the concept of it. I think a bunker hole is fantastic.
Bunker hole. That's it.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of it in use.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you really do need a plan. Like, what happens if you miss the island twice? What happens if you miss the island 4 times? Like, at what point do you change your plan? Do something different? Like, you can't just keep throwing all your discs.
Yeah, I mean, once you've missed it 3 times, you throw on your 4th and 5th preferred disc. It's like, Jesus.
Exactly.
Yeah, what a nightmare.
Run out of discs.
What if
DNF?
you actually run out of discs?
I guess you just go get one. And
go pick them up?
Yeah.
I think I did have to look into this just in case afterwards, but I think you were able to go collect the discs and then come back, but it would be an absolute nightmare and so embarrassing.
I might never finish. I might actually never finish that hole.
I actually saw John Daly. There was an interview with him the other day, and there was a hole where he took a +18. Sorry, he took an 18 on the hole. Anyway, it was a par 5. He was trying to drive across the water, and he just put everything in the water. And he said that he said on the last one he was shitting himself because he had 1 ball left. So I can't see John Daly jumping in the water to get his balls back.
No, I can't either.
Now, Bayne, we will give you a bit of a shout out. So the European trip that's coming up, you do have a fundraiser going for this. So any Aussies out there, how can they support you in your European leg tour?
Cool. Hell yeah. No, I've got some tour support discs available, which are on the Disc Golf Warehouse website. So normal Innova stuff. We've got Destroyers, Toros, Jays. We got some understable stuff, some Leopards, Roadrunners, all the good stuff. The stamp's really cool. I had a friend of mine, Ross, in Brisbane, take care of that. It's a funny caricature of me and some Aussie animals. So, yeah, it's pretty cute. If you want to support, that'd be fantastic. Give you a free mini, probably.
He didn't just do LB on the stand.
Jam the letters
you're moving
together.
away from that? Okay.
He didn't.
Good. I'm glad.
That's awesome stuff, mate. Now, we have opened up the forum to our listeners, and they've sent in some questions, so we're just going to run through a couple of those. Nathan Thomas,
cool.
He wants to know, who's your pick for the Queensland Open, given that you're not playing
Excellent
it, so
question.
everyone's got a chance of winning.
Okay, so, I mean, I don't think a lot of the Queenslanders will be happy, but my first instinct was it's going to be someone from interstate. I don't know. I don't know who else was registered. Austin and Jade have kind of been in pretty fantastic form recently, and not having Dave Perry around or Dylan available.
Well, Perry's on the list. Perry's on the list.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Dylan might be a sneaky as well.
And you can't lump.
Oh, Jesus.
You can't lump Jade and Aussie D in the same category. You got to split them, mate. So pick one of them.
That's a good point. Good question. Look, the way that Austin played at Vic Open was probably the most consistent that I've seen him, and the least susceptible to his own mindset. So I think that he's got a huge chance.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to be pretty hungry chasing down $1,000 for first.
Yeah, Nathan did message me. He's like, "Hey, Paddy, there's a registration for Queensland still open. It's got 2 days left. First place takes home $1,000," and I registered that night. Thanks, mate. No worries.
Immediately, yes.
Speaking of payouts, we do have a question from Jacob Davies. He wants to get your thoughts on the Vic Open payouts and pro payouts in general.
Yep. Good question. I mean, I don't know how much time we have. Probably not enough.
Well, we did touch on this before.
I think we've already spent a bit of time on it.
We know you walked away with 400 large in the payout, but what's your thoughts, mate?
Okay. I mean, I've got a lot of thoughts about it. I think that we're kind of at a place in Australia where most TDs and most tournaments, most players are kind of expecting close to 100% payout. Whether you're amateur or pro, getting sort of something equivalent to what you paid is kind of where we're at. Again, I've only been playing for a couple of years, so I've only got a very limited perspective and information and whatever else. But yeah, pretty disappointed with playing 4 days of tournament, traveling and doing all the stuff and only sort of walking away with just over double what I paid for rego fees. And I know a lot of other people were traveling even further than I and played really well too, and kind of didn't feel very happy about, the results, the pays that they were given. So I don't think it's a good thing, and I don't think we want to set this kind of standard to keep it low. And especially being from Queensland, like I'm in a very fortunate position because a lot of the other TDs in Brisbane and Queensland, I guess they're like kind of more understanding of the dynamic and the culture and like where things are progressing to. And the last tournaments that we have played have been like $50 or $70 rego fees with 6 to 10 players, and it's paid out 2 or 3 or more times what the total rego fee pool is. So we're very fortunate, and that isn't the standard here in Australia yet, but I don't think 50% of the total rego fees is what we should be doing.
No, absolutely. I think the three of us are on the same page. Like, the risk is, Queenslanders and people from interstate look at the Vic Open next year and go, I don't want to, it's not worth it.
Totally. Yeah, no, I won't be playing the Vic Open next year if it is run in the same way.
Yeah. And we don't want to see, 3 people playing MPO and 2 people playing FPO at all tourneys. We want to see those packs.
Totally.
One thing that I would love to see is the cash advertised, before the tournament, and also where the cash line is. Because if you can say, look, Queensland Open's got $1,000 minimum for the winner. There's 24 people. If you could finish 9th, you're going to be in the cash. Then what you can do is you can go to everyone that's registered in FA1 or MA1 and go, hey, have you seen this? If you finish 9th or 10th, you can get in the cash here. Would you like to step up? We should be doing more of that. We should be planning it in advance.
Absolutely.
Not getting to, the end of the tournament and going, okay, there's so much cash I got, it'll pay out to 5th. Let's go from there.
Totally. Just being transparent, being upfront about all of it is really helpful to draw players in. Paddy, exactly like you said about Queensland Open, as soon as you realise you signed up. And I think a lot of other people are certainly motivated by a little extra cash that's available and being aware of, what they can get. And like you're saying, maybe there's other players that are in slightly lower divisions, MA1, MA2, that want to now accelerate their growth and keep pushing towards playing MPO because they're like, hey, there's a little bit of money here. I think it's only a good thing to incentivize from the top down.
Yeah. Well, one big thing I'm trying to work on is that I feel like the ceiling has been set for the player progression, and I think we need to raise the ceiling. And one thing is, it's not just pro payouts that's going to raise the ceiling. It's getting bigger tournaments, getting bigger people, moving people up, progressing through to getting more of people like yourself, Bayne, who is able to go over to Europe, go over to the US, compete, and show the world that Australia has some bloody good disc golfers. So.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like, we have to remind ourselves, I think, that we have the 8th highest membership, I think, in the world. We're up there in terms of total players that are competing. And playing. We just need sort of more access and better access to those pathways to get overseas. So it's one thing that, I would love to see. Like, I've kind of been wanting to get someone for the past 12 months to come over and travel and tour with me. Like, it would make for such a fun time, but it's hard to do when, there's very little money in it. here.
And if you don't mind carrying Freddie on your back, mate, I'll be there. It's all good. I'm sure Em will appreciate 3 months of.
As long as there's no changing of diapers, I would be all totally down for that.
Tell you what, Bayne, if you find a little province in Finland or Estonia that has no one higher than 950 rated, I'll be there, mate. Lock me in.
Speaking
doing my research now.
Speaking of the old MPO players moving up, Reese Wisniewski, he wants to know how many days early are you arriving to the event and how many practice rounds are you getting in?
That's an excellent question. I know that I chatted with a few locals in Brisbane about this for league days. Some people were surprised to know that I like to practice the league day course before the league day event. I think any practice you can do for a tournament for any competition that you're playing is ideal. If you could get 10 rounds for Aus Champs or for Vic Open, and it's not too much of a drama, you make that happen. But the more, the better, for sure. I know that I'm planning on doing at least, as long as I have at least 2 days of practice for all the overseas events, it's 4 rounds worth. And it's a good standard. If I can get an extra day or an extra round, it's probably going to be more helpful. The more time you have practicing, the better it is to see different conditions and see different lines and stuff like that.
Yep. So you don't have a minimum, it just sort of depends on time?
Depends on time, depends on the course, what the tournament is, but as long as I've played the course enough that I understand it, I don't have to do too much thinking when I'm there, then that's all you kind of need to do.
Yeah, nice. Recircuit has sent in, what areas of your game do you feel you need to improve, and how are you improving them?
Good question. Heaps of my game I still need to improve. I had a good foundation with Ultimate doing standstill, so I guess I never really felt like I needed to do a lot of standstill practice for disc golf, but now I understand how important it is. So I'm kind of doing a lot more standstill, particularly putter mid-range approaches, backhands. Forehand's a little bit different, mostly taken care of, but backhands, standstills need a little bit of work. And that's probably the main thing I think at the moment.
Are you out in the field doing this training, or is it more just on the course?
Both. Both.
Yeah.
I'd probably recommend working on finding your disc in trees too, Bayne, without going any further on it. Next question.
I need my card to help me out there too.
I tried my best. I was running around looking at those branches.
Sure you were, Tim.
Yeah.
Next question. Michael Caulfield wants to know, what makes disc golf in southeastern Queensland so special?
That's a good question too. I think what has been incredibly helpful for us is the fact that we have so many courses. So we have 7 or 8 in Brisbane. We have 1/2 within an hour north. There's probably 4 within 2 hours drive going north. There's 1 an hour to the west, and within 12 months or so, there's going to be 1 at the Gold Coast an hour to the south. So we have a lot of courses, which is really helpful. And not only that, so there's opportunity for people to play. Man, sorry, there's birds everywhere.
No, that's right, mate.
A rocket in the background.
I think they're answering the question. What makes disc golf in southeastern Queensland so special? It's bloody nice weather. Yeah. There's birds chirping.
You forgot to mention that one, Luke.
Victoria, it's bloody miserable right now.
Cold. No, it's certainly helpful having good weather. Yeah. Absolutely. But I think importantly, we have so many courses, and we have league days that are being run on the majority of those courses. So we could have 4+ leagues per month just in Brisbane. And importantly too, we're not relying on one group and one person to look after all of the leagues. We have virtually individual groups that are working on each of those leagues, and they're not run thin. They can put more time and effort in, and same thing with the competitions as well. With tournaments, we have lots of individuals running these tournaments. We don't just have one doing everything, so they can put more time and effort. And the quality of the tournaments has just gone through the roof in the last 12 months. And I think just sharing the load probably been really helpful.
Volunteers definitely help the cause,
absolutely,
don't they?
Yep.
Oh, and Luke, you've got good weather too, mate. Yeah. Paddy Ferris says, dude, are you going to get a new disc golf bag soon?
Shots fired. If you want, Bainey, I'm sure one of our listeners could make you something. If you like PVC, I could definitely send something your way.
Yeah, PVC. I don't even need like any good wheels. Maybe even square wheels would work. But no, my bag's been pretty fantastic. Thankfully, Grip were able to help me out last year and send me over a bag, and it's been doing the treat. So I hopefully will have that for a long time to come.
All right. Well, big thanks to all those that sent in some questions. Luke, before you go, I just want to mention again, so the Disc Golf Warehouse website has your fundraiser disc. So any listeners, head there and support Luke for his European trip. And, if you want to follow yourself and look at all your European results and escapades and travels, where do they go, mate? What is your Instagram handle? Is it Instagram, Facebook? Where's best to find you and follow you?
Good question. I think Instagram is probably the best. I put everything on there. I think my handle is Bayne08, BAYNEY 08. So all my details, travel date, results.
Is that, remembering the +8 you got on hole 16? Is that?
Fuck you, Tim. Yeah, good on you, mate.
Thanks heaps for coming on, Luke. It's been awesome to hear from Australia's highest rated disc golfer. We wish you all the best in Europe, and I'm sure you'll kill it, mate. Go get it.
Hell yeah, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to the next time that we can chat too.
Thanks, mate.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, guys.
What a legend, Luke Bayne. Good to have him on. Why did it take you so long to get him on? He's just an elusive man, Bayne.
He's an elusive man.
He doesn't like to talk. Such
a good disc.
On your back,
mate. We're building it up.
Absolute star.
We'll definitely have to keep touch of Luke when he's over in Europe and do a couple of regular check-ins, I think, and see how he goes. I'm sure you'll be watching when he's playing the European Open, Tim, and I'm waiting for him to get to hole 16.
Oh, mate. I bet you he'll park it all rounds. I hope he does
100%.
Now, boys, I brought something else to the table for this one. We're getting off too lightly. I haven't been putting your disc golf knowledge to the test. I did happen to watch, I'm a big fan of GK Pro and Luke Humphreys, and they put out a disc golf Jeopardy, the game show Jeopardy. And I couldn't help but really enjoy answering those questions. And I thought, why not bring some of those questions here and just see how much you guys actually know about disc golf.
So with Jeopardy, though, you've got to answer with the question.
We're not going to do that.
Oh, thank you.
Not going to do that.
Jeez.
Do away with the
Melts
money.
my brain.
I have 26 disc golf related questions. You get a point per each one. You're both going to answer them.
Sweet.
And just going to see how you go. And anyone that's listening, please try your luck at home and let us know in the comments, or shoot it through to Instagram if you happen to beat these two nuffies.
Yep, which probably won't be too hard.
So we are running short on time, so let's go.
Right.
Who is the only player to win Worlds and USDGC in the same year?
In the same year?
I've got one answer.
All right. Got yours? Go.
Yep. Barry Schultz.
No.
Paul.
It's Paul. So there's one for Paddy.
I went old school then.
Probably go the obvious one. Which Innova disc has the flight numbers 12, 5, -1, 3?
Yep.
-1, 3?
I've got one.
Okay. Yep.
Destroyer.
Yeah.
All right, one apiece. Okay. Easy one, mate. Easy one. I got those numbers tattooed on my back.
Just your back.
Tramp stamp. Who was the founder of the PDGA?
I know.
Oh, here we go.
Right.
Who is PDGA 001? Who is it?
Steady Ed?
Yep.
Steady Ed, Edric. All right, one apiece.
Oh, so he gets it. He did not know who
I
it
did.
was.
I said it.
He said Steady Ed. This FPO player won 2 Worlds. Won her second Worlds in 2005. Who was it?
2005. Okay.
2005.
It was what her second was. Is she Finnish?
No. Juliana?
You're going to put out a name, Fergs?
Yeah. Well, I was trying to go for someone obscure, but Juliana Korver.
It's not Juliana Korver. It's Des Redding.
Oh, Des. Damn.
This MPO player won his first Worlds in 2003.
I've got one.
I'm trying to think. How old was I in 2003? Okay. Yeah.
First Worlds.
First World?
No.
Actually, no, because I saw his first World. Shit, I was going to say Nate Doss, but he was after that. No, I'm going to go. I'll go.
Go.
Barry Schultz.
I said Barry.
Yeah, it's Barry Schultz. Well done.
Hey, Baz.
Didn't think that one to get you, boy. You get that one.
It
but
is
well
on the
done.
leopard. It's on the leopard.
Which famous Santa Cruz disc golf course is known for its difficult and unique hole designs? Santa Cruz.
I got it.
Yep, it's up the hill. Oh God.
I'm going to make Fergie answer it because he doesn't know.
Yeah.
No, I do. No, it starts with M. Oh shit. No.
I played it. M.
No. Okay, go.
Can he pronounce it, though?
De La.
De La Viega. Sorry.
De La Viega. I'm not giving you a point for that. It's too late.
I was there, mate.
You might know this one. I reckon you have a better chance of knowing this one than Paddy. When was the first disc golf course established?
I know this.
When or where?
When?
Oh, when?
I might give the point to, because you might not get the exact year. I might give the point to the person that's the closest.
Can
to
I
you.
throw it out?
All right.
1974.
No, I think it was later than that. I'm gonna say 76 Morley Field.
It was, I was going to say, you could have just
No,
Price
it's-
is Right at him and gone 1975, which would have been the correct answer because it's 1975.
Oh, it's close.
So you both straddled it, so no points. I'm stingy like that.
Close. All right.
This MPO player won Worlds in 2011. It's not that long ago, 2011.
Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah. I was going to say DOS.
I was gonna say Eric McCabe.
No, DOS, Paddy. Well done, sir.
Ooh.
The big
When was
hoss.
McCabe?
Eric McCabe's, that's a good guess. But I reckon he was
It was a
either
one-off.
12 or 13.
Yeah.
He's only won one, right? So
Yeah,
yeah.
one.
Well, you didn't go with the odds there, did you?
No.
Jeez. Here we go. You're not going to get this one. Which Prodigy disc has the flight numbers 12, 6... Fergie, this is one for you. -4, 2. You want to be Heiser in that bad boy.
-4, 2.
I've got no
I don't know.
idea, mate.
D3.
I don't even know, mate. I don't even know them. HF.
It's the D5V2H196. No, it's the D5.
Oh,
so
okay.
no points. Oh, you might know this one. Which Innova disc has the flight numbers 4403?
I'm gonna go.
4 speeds. Who knows their 4 speeds?
I'll go with the Toro.
AVR X3.
It is the OG Rock. KC Pro Rock has the 4 speed.
That's a 4-speed?
Yeah, I do believe people putt with that too. Doesn't Paul Arden putt with those? Maybe?
No, that's a classic rock.
Classic Rock.
Classic rock. The wings in rings.
But no, classic rock's not 03. 3 fade.
Look, don't question the
Yeah,
Quizmaster.
right.
KC Pro.
Challenge.
KC Pro Rock.
It's different to the classic rock.
okay.
Classic
Okay.
rock's usually in DX. KC's in KC Pro. Play.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Right.
That makes sense.
Well, excuse me. Which was the first disc specifically designed for disc golf?
I know.
All right, Paddy.
Specifically designed for disc golf.
I'm
I'm going to... the AVR.
gonna
No, Eagle.
the Eagle. Piss off.
No, it's a Fergs one.
I said it before.
All right, bonus point. Do you know what it was called before the Eagle?
No, well, it became the Arrow.
It's the that's a
The
bonus
Arrow.
point. Yeah,
Okay,
the Arrow.
yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
So the Eagle's not the Arrow. It didn't go Arrow then Eagle.
No,
It
when
became-
Eagle, then Arrow.
Okay.
That's like the mass production model. After a couple of tweaks, became the Arrow. So
There
they're
you
two
go.
different discs technically, but it kind of became it.
Hey, mate.
He gets a bonus
You
point for
didn't-
that.
You didn't even give me a chance to answer that.
No, bonus point. You wouldn't have got that.
I would. I was around his joint the other night. We were comparing them.
There you go. You'll get this
and
one
the
though.
discs.
This is a Paddy. Lob it up. Here we go. Which DD disc has the flight numbers 13, 5, -0.53? That's such a dumb number. -0.5 turn.
-0.53.
13 speed DD disc 13, 5, 0.53 or -0.53.
13 speed.
Jeez. It's not a trespass. Trespass is 12, isn't it? And that's, yeah, okay.
Innova attempt number 8, trying to make the destroyer. All right, going to need some questions.
Don't know.
Throw out a disc.
I'll say trespass.
Yeah, well, it's the only, that's 12 speed though. Yeah, trespass. Cool.
Nah, Raider.
Okay.
Yep.
You're right.
Don't throw the Raider?
No, it's a B Pro. So
Okay, yep. Which was the first disc golf course ever installed?
Oh, okay. Well,
in LA.
It is in California. Well done.
Yeah.
Morley Field?
It's not Morley Field.
No.
No, I think
I can't remember the name of it. I played it.
Jeez.
No, it's not La Mirada.
It's not La Mirada.
No,
That was my guess, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the sign and the old baskets.
The
they
sign's
have.
actually real shit. That's what kind of makes it cool. It's just
yeah.
the old school sign. It says disc golf course. Yep.
It was the first course I played in America.
You're not going to get it. It's Oak Grove.
Oak Grove.
Yes.
Yep.
I've got that on a disc at home, man.
There's a freebie for the listeners because they got Google to help. So
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
get that. This MVP disc has the flight numbers 85 minus 0.52. An 8-speed. I don't think I've ever thrown an 8-speed. MVP discs. Come on. James Combo just went 17 down with them.
5 negative 0.53.
You say this. Just
I only know. Is
just
it Axiom?
Yeah, just
Is
name,
that-
that's the brand. Mate. Just name the only MVP disc you know.
No.
Fergs.
I'll go with a Terra.
Terra. I kind of don't want to give you the answer. It is Volt.
Oh, it is. Hey!
But you said-
I only own one disc,
Oh, look,
and it's a Volt.
I'm giving you a point, but then I'm also taking a point away because you thought that a disc could have been Axiom. That's the brand.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
That's like
I
saying,
said Volt, mate. Strike it. Yeah,
right.
thanks. Good on you.
No worries.
Fair.
I'll just go out.
I love the
I'll-
distaste in your face putting that
It's
strike
like
bit
saying,
down.
mate, oh yeah, I putt with Discraft. My Discraft goes in. Like,
I also
fucking-
got that eagle question, by the way.
No, I'm not giving you that one. So you get the Volt. All right, this is interesting. So I'm going back to 2019 for these questions. What was the best-selling putter of 2019?
Best-selling putter.
So 2019. This is 4 years ago now.
2019.
Best-selling putter.
Oh,
I'll
I'd
go
still
with-
say the ABR.
Yeah, it's almost got to be, but like maybe a dagger.
It's definitely not dagger. No one putts with daggers.
Discraft
It is
didn't have their boom then, so I'll say it's still Innova.
Well, I thought you might have said Luna because that's
yeah.
but it's P2.
P2. Okay.
Your putter Fergs.
Yeah.
So an Avia.
I putt with Psychos. What are you talking about?
There you go. What was the best-selling driver?
Same year.
Same year, 2019.
What's Paul's one? I don't know. No. Destroyer.
Destroyer.
It is Destroyer.
Hey!
His is the Zeus. That was the second.
Yeah.
So it was Destroyer. So you want a piece for you guys there. Best-selling fairway driver of 2019.
FD.
Yeah, Eagles one. Was it Cloudbreaker? No.
That's a driver.
I know.
It's the T-Bird.
Okay.
Still.
Innova's just slaughtering the sales, mate. What was the best-selling mid-range of 2019?
Buzz.
That's a good one. I'm just going to go with rock.
It's Buzz. Well done, Paddy.
I'm just saying different ones because I would have said that.
Well, say it.
All right,
we both
okay.
get points.
No, you've already put the wrong answer in,
I know.
so no points. All right, this is going to test your knowledge here. What manufacturer makes these discs? Who makes the Viper?
DGA. Oh, no.
Innova.
Innova, yeah.
You said DGA. I'm giving that one to Fergs.
Fair enough.
I need one.
Yeah.
You do need one. Who makes the Archer?
That
West Side.
is- No, Discraft.
It's Discraft. Well done, Fergs.
Archer.
Does help to run a shop, Paddy. Just so you know. Who makes the Warlock?
Gateway.
Final answer,
Warlock.
Paddy.
Sure. No, I won't follow Fergs. I'm sure it's right, but
It is
yeah,
right.
pipeline.
You could have said Axiom. I would have kind of given you your point back.
Oh, that's a disc.
Who makes the Fury?
DD.
That is DD.
No,
Latitude.
Trilogy.
0 points. It's Latitude. You both said DD first, you nuffies.
And then I saw the logo. I'm like,
I really
Yeah.
want the listeners just to smoke you boys. So no points. Who makes the bayonet and the harpoon?
oh, jeez, bayonet and harpoon.
You can.
Yukun. That's a good guess. Fergs.
No, I can't even think. No. Yeah, I'll go with Yukun, but
It's
no,
the
not them.
Lone Star discs. They make the bayonet and the harpoon. All these discs in the starter sets, apparently.
Yeah, right. No one gets started.
Here you go. Who designed the beveled edge and is a US DGC or US Open champion? The beveled edge.
Dave Dunabase.
Yep. Paddy, would you have got that?
I was going to say Innova dude.
Innova dude. Do we accept Innova dude?
No.
The old guy who smokes bongs on the freaking... No, smokes weed on the ads.
Who held multiple Guinness World Records for backhand distance and forehand distance? Which disc golfer?
Scott Stokely.
Stokers. Yeah, well done, boys. Had him on the tee off. Good lad. Funnily enough, Scott Stokely, our mate Shawnee Freeman's just in Japan at the Studio Ghibli Museum. And who's he run into? Scott Stokely.
That's crazy.
Amazing stuff. Apparently he bought him lunch. Stokely bought Shawnee lunch. Should have been the other way around, Shawnee. Come on, pull your head in. I don't know if I've done the score or keeping correct here, but I've got you both on 11 points. And I've got one question left.
Playoff.
Well curated.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. Which player won the 2005 Pittsburgh Flying Disc Open and the Texas State Champs in 2005? Which player?
Say the events again.
The Pittsburgh Flying Disc Open and the Texas State Champs in 2005.
I've got one.
2005. Yeah, I've got
say
one.
Dave Fehlberg.
Oh, that's a really good one. No, I was going to say Barry.
It's neither of those two boys, so we'll just
Okay.
throw something else into the mix. Currently rated 1040.
Oh, okay. Matt Oram. Jeez.
1040?
I mean, it is Matt
Oh,
Oram.
Rick.
Yeah.
He got it bloody quick, so I'm going to have to
Matty-o.
give the win. The chocolates goes to Fergs.
2005. What was he, 17? Bloody hell.
He's been playing a long time, mate.
Yeah.
Doesn't look it.
I wonder if that's one of the ones where he's wearing that big baseball jersey.
Yeah.
It's like,
Surely.
looks like a proper gangster. Awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome stuff.
Well done, Quizmaster. That was good.
I
I
hope
enjoyed
that's
that.
sort of fun. I did pinch all the questions from from GK Pro, so thank you, GK Pro, for those questions. I'll come up with my own for the next one. But Fergie, you got the first quiz win with 12
Nice.
points.
Well,
You're a quizzed, mate.
Please, listeners, make sure you text us in. Make sure you let us know how high you scored. It was out of 27 in the end. I think I threw a bonus question in there, so well done.
I'm going to sign up for the Wheel of Fortune right now.
All right, and that brings us to the end of another episode 36 in the books. Big thank you to Luke Bayne for joining us and sharing some of his insights and his disc golf journey so far. We'll definitely have to touch base with him on his European trip as well. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Send in any questions and topics you'd like to discuss. And until next time, guys, we hope you get out there, play some disc golf with your mates.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, Paddy. Thanks, Fergie.
So that's the end of the episode. Thanks for listening. I don't know why you're still here. We have to go see our families. Seriously, just go play disc golf.